are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
Oh yes, a lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election, believe it or not. Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry, we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mix up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a life.
Turn it down for your vibe, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Up the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. To the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects, it's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. It's your community. Livewire hits you every hour.
Good morning, guys, and welcome down to another episode of Livewire with yours truly, Courdel Jones. Happy to have you here on the 7th of November, 2024. Had a little show last night for those who probably weren't tuned into the live. We're having some difficulties with the internet connection. One Guyana again. Sorry, give me about One Guyana. This what story is this? But there's so much people. It's so much these opposition people suggest to vex with One Guyana. Sometimes it's come out your mouth. One communications again. So we couldn't have behind the agenda last evening, but there's supposed to be an episode this evening. I need to confirm with Joel because there might be some clashes there. Nevertheless, for the persons who were able to tune in last night, thank you for being there. And the behind the agenda will continue despite the internet connection. So I'm sure Joel and myself will work feverishly to ensure we have some good connections for the future, to ensure that we don't have any more hitches in relation to the broadcast. Morning to the persons across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to the persons across the diaspora. Special good morning to the persons in the comment section. Janita Rocky, morning to you. Eunice, morning to you. And Rita. Rahim Amarali, morning to you. Muhammad Isaf Omar Sharif. Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada. Derek Trupal. Faisal Ghani, Lance Henry. Leslie Mangal. Prasad Pati. Raji Maraj. Krishna Deodat. Philip Diabru. Ganesh Bharat, morning to you all. Bibi Kali Chiran, Mazo Inshan. Loretta Young Colley, good morning to you. Who else we have here? Shakila Bridgelal, morning to you. Chris Chitra Sukraj, good morning to you. Jasoda Budram, good morning. Anhil Carla Thomas, Jagnarine Edwards, good morning to you. Pam, morning to you and Trevor. Sharita Ferguson, good morning to you. Who else we got here? Rajendra Mahes, Rajendra Singh. I call you already, Philip. Asif Hamad, good morning to you. Miss Baba Tomoka, morning to you. And you know something, we can talk a little bit about squatters this morning. Because last night I was explaining to y'all, I was taking you through the paces in relation to the protest they had outside of GCOM and how happy I was that I was able to encourage the senior members of the PNC to actually go out in the sun for their cause, right? If you guys remember, usually when you see photos of the Tuesday protest by the PNC outside the GCOM, it's 3 councillors and 2 people, or 2 councillors and 3 other people out there. Or 2 councillors, fraud is fraud, and 2 other people, right? Fraud is a reoccurring decimal. I don't know what else to call it. Whatever. Fraud is fraud reoccurs on the protest. Fraud is fraud and have no work to do. He don't work nowhere. He ain't looking for employment, nothing. Fraud is fraud. Y'all know fraud is, right? So I was talking last night on the show, well, the evening version of Livewire, about the attendance at these protests on Tuesday. And Dexter Fort was on the live, not the one last night, the one before in the morning. And I spoke about how these people leave him out there. You understand? I highlighted the uselessness of Dexter Fort, so that he's relegated only to the protest line and a few stupid statements at City Hall. So Dexter, feeling hurt, went on a complaint to Father Abraham, and they brought out the whole team. So whilst I was showing you guys the team last night, I spoke of a gentleman by the name of Clayton Hines. Now, Clayton Hines, again, I'm reminding you, the councillor I think it's for the Torkine, Sophia. I know for sure he oversees Plum Park, right? And I was saying to y'all last night that this banner had no love for these same people that support the PNC during the coalition government. I was saying to y'all that if you from the diaspora and you're looking at this program, or if you're like Miss Bob and you're from Moko, you're in Guyana, and you go to the community of Plum Park and ask a resident, could you show me one project or a street light or a drain that was cleaned, an initiative sparked, led, whatever by Clayton Heights? I'm guaranteeing you there is nothing to show. Nothing to show. So when you go in Plum Park and you see the street lights, Andre Jackman, the candidate that actually put in the work. Remember, Clayton Hines didn't do nothing. These people said they didn't see, but the people still went and voted for him. Andre Jackman still getting stuff done in the area. And Clayton Hines, all he does is sit at council and, as I said last night, constantly repeat what people say already, but in a deep, loud voice. I don't know if it's for emphasis or something. You understand? So I told you, the party Clayton Hines represents, they pretend that they so care and care about people and squatters and all this other nonsense. And they have the most ideas out of government. It's never when they're in government, they know, well, oh, we got to know how we're dealing with squatters and you got to send notice to them and this and that. Mind you, the current administration, that is how they've been dealing with squatters, giving them notice, giving them land to move to, probably houses that build already, compensating them for the structures, assistance to move. The persons who doing farming and stuff, they're giving them access to farming, at least farming land and farming areas, so they're not farming or rearing animals in residential areas. But some of them didn't want that because they want to keep the cow and the pig in their yard next to their neighbor in the residential area. So they want it. Some of them didn't choose to take it for whatever reason. So again, I was saying to y'all, I will find the video and show you Clayton Hines' stance on Afro-Guyanese squatters in Sophia, an area that supports the PNC. An area that supports the PNC. Could you imagine that Nima Flew Best loves to continue to talk about the squatters at Moko and how they were treated and all this nonsense? And when you compare it to how the administration she represented, or the opposition, the political party she represented when they were in government, their stance on squatters and how they dealt with it, you want to know if Nima Flew Best high. She's smoking neem bush or something. She drying fig leaf and smoke something. Got to be. It got to be. So take a look at this. The same gentleman I showed you yesterday. I'm going to pull it up for reference. Right? The same gentleman I showed you yesterday. Instead of him as a counselor. So could you imagine the people who elect him to serve? He ain't serving them. And they still vote for him. The people decide, look, Andre Jackman was able to get in these street lights, get these streets clean, and all these things for us. Guess what? We ain't going to support him. We're going to still support Clayton Hines, who they themselves said, hey, we don't see this man in our community. He doesn't come to visit us. Right? So Dexter Ford get Aubrey and them to come out. Now, this is Clayton Hines yesterday. I'm going to find the right photo and show you who we're talking about. Right? This is Clayton Hines yesterday. And next one, frying the little brains that they got in the head with this hot midday sun. Instead of to do this in their community, or like the PVP councils, hold meetings with the community to see what the issues are and how best they could address it, since they got no money, through collaborating with government or something. He out here making himself a fool. But clean voters list. He out here making himself a fool. So this here now, what I'm going to show you is Clayton Hines in the area that he represents. This is the kind of representation the persons in Plum Park and Eve, Issaphire and those areas get from Clayton Hines.
The Central Housing and Planning Authority, through its squatting task force, has begun a demolition campaign in Sapphire. The structures demolished are those belonging to persons who have already been issued with house lots. Chairman of the South Liliendale Community Development Council, Clayton Hines, said notices were served on numerous occasions, but all to no avail.
Government, but a lot, there has been an increase in squatting.
Mind you, and I bring you back to Mocha. The current administration went further than the actions of Clayton Hines and crew during their time. Years in advance, at least a year in advance, they're telling these people, you gotta move from here. Years in advance. You understand? Y'all gotta move from here. Y'all gotta move from here. Nima Flu-Besson had no issue with this, you know. Nima Flu-Besson come and protest. Christopher Jones, none of them in come and protest these people house getting breakdown.
On both Liliendale, Pattinson, and Turkine, where people have come from all over and just clear spots of land and put up buildings, structures.
I feel real bad, you understand, because a mama got 4 children that broke down your house. You know, land you live in there, they could have given you a notice.
Why Nima Flu-Bess and Coretta McDonald didn't do a follow-up story like they did with the Chuck the Heavy Set girl and the guy who claimed he find no place to stay yet and he this and that. Remember, the government offered everybody either house lot, construct house thing. They do a video complaining about how the yard and fence and then this and then that. Living on a dam. They was living on a dam. You understand me? That they own. And they invest in the property on the dam that they own. The government give you a house lot. The government put you in a house. You either get a house or a house lot. One out of the two. As far as I know, when the government build house, they don't have no fence around the house. It's not nothing special or anything particular to anybody. Usually, them government house when they build have no fence. You got to build your own fence. You understand? So, I am saying, if you were willing to invest in yourself on land that you don't own, you can't put a fence around the house that the government gave Kaya being squatting and jump you in front of everybody who been in the line waiting for years and just messaging me every day, help them with housing, sending me letters and them kind of thing. You get ahead of them. Right? Nima and Coretta didn't come to this lady here and the gentleman that you will see soon to do a follow-up to find out if they found some place to live. So they don't remember when they demolished people's homes and created hardship for the people of Sapphire. They don't remember this.
So he know that when the coming for broke down, and if he had somewhere to go, he would have go. He got nowhere to go.
My things them just to go up the road. Yeah, right? Yes, I need my things them up the road. But you try to explain to them that
Yes, I explained to them I was thinking about start moving something, but not everything I could have moved at the same time to that. I was waiting on the can to be.
Those who were never served notices were provided with notices on.
So you hear this. You hear this. Listen to me what I'm telling you. This is an NCN report. If it was a case, and this is NCN during the government time, the AP and UAFC government time, right? You hear what the reporter said? If those who are not served notices get one on the day, hey, you hold it. That's not how this government operated. That's not how this government. Edwin, what you mean me they come into? Anyway, I ain't gonna bother with you. I ain't gonna bother with you this morning. You understand? So no follow up with these people.
On the ground to remove from the land within 3 days. Meanwhile, this exercise, according to Hines, is the first of a series to be conducted over the next few months and is in keeping with the infrastructural development plans for the community.
That since the government will be spending some $30 million US dollar to improve drainage, roads and light and other housing kind of facilities in the community, it is a requirement that the squatters who occupy the reserves, of course, they know that it's illegal.
They know that it's illegal. Nima know that. Nima and the squatters in Mocha didn't know that. That's why they went on so bad, roll up in the mud and still do video on Rowan but land that they didn't own. And about how land for commercial purposes and all kind of stupidness. Or they sell the land to other people. If anybody sell or lease the land, maybe they had the right to do so, Nima, if that is the case. But the persons who were living on it didn't have any right to it. Lease, ownership, rental, nothing. Nothing. Right? So, coming back to my main point here, this is the representation the people of Plum Park and AFU Sophia get from Clayton Hines. This and this nonsense here. Out on the road with his foolishness. You understand? Instead of trying to make the lives of people of Plum Park better. This is the representation they get. And that's why sometimes I tell you, I can't stand sitting down at City Hall and listening to people like Clayton Hines go over things over and over again and make no movement forward in terms of making things better for the capital city as a whole or the small areas that vote for them. Nothing. Clayton Hines, Dexter Ford, Garraway, mentor the deputy mayor, what is one name again? Westmorion. So no, this a slim lady, man. Oh gosh, she's another one. Never hear nothing from her. Nothing. They got people who in there general talkers. You know, the mayor always bumping the gum. Bare stupidness. The deputy mayor gonna chime in 1 and 2 times with nonsense as well, right? You can hear from Garraway, the guy with the thin dreadlocks. You can hear from Hines. Yes, he always got something to say. He always got something to say. Right? There's another individual. I don't even know their names. I don't want to even take the time to learn the names. I'm telling y'all. They got a counselor that sits between Councillor Diarmas and Councillor Ashby. And next one, all she's do is eat. That's it. That is it. You don't hear her get up to say, look, this is my village going bad. This is my community going bad. That going bad. Y'all could come and help me. Y'all could do this. Y'all could do that. Nothing of the sort. You don't hear anything from her. But she always walking with a snap. And she sits there in the meeting. Adds nothing. one or two times I see you taking some notes. But you mean to tell me they ain't got nothing in your community that you want to raise at the council level? They ain't got no issues in the area you representing? Hold on a second, people. Somebody. Sorry about it. Somebody was at the door. Yeah, so like I'm telling y'all, no representation. No representation. These people go there, sit there, and literally do nothing. Nothing. Right? Travis Ellis, I lament y'all daily in relation to this banner. Charlestown, representing Charlestown. Shucks, me turn off this mic. Sorry. Yeah. Representing Charlestown. And Travis, you have heard nothing in relation to the issues of the residents of Charlestown from Travis Ellis. I went to the last statutory. Maybe he got up at the one. But other than that, nothing. Nothing. Pack of worries. I remind y'all of that. There are a pack of worries. Now, I want to jump across to the Attorney General Anil Nandalal's response to the opposition calls for legislation on the cash grant distribution. Right? Now, the Attorney General rejected the opposition's calls for the legislating of the cash grant distribution into law, calling it politically motivated and unnecessary. Now, the AG argued that the legislation would limit the government's flexibility in adjusting financial assistance based on economic conditions, highlighting the need for adaptability. And that is something we don't get when we have a coalition government or a PNC government. When things happen, they're unable to adapt to situations and make things better. So even when they put those taxes on Guyanese and COVID hit, people stopped working and these kinds of things. They didn't even have the sense to go to Parliament to probably remove it or bring some sort of relief. Right? They didn't even have the sense to do that. So what you find with this administration, they understand that nothing is etched in stone. Things change all the time. You understand? Things change all the time. So you must be able to adapt to situations. So let's say they legislate into law that this cash grant must be distributed by check only. What about the people in the interior that in a bank account? How they cash in the check? Are you going to tell me somebody got come from Monkey Mountain to Bank of Guyana to cash a check? I don't know if you could cash Bank of Guyana checks at the commercial banks. I don't know. But that's what you're trying to say? If it's not possible, somebody who get a check at Monkey Mountain or Gun Strip at the bottom of the Guyana map gotta come to town to the Bank of Guyana to cash the check. When the cost of the trip, it's probably more than the check. So you must be flexible and be able to adapt. So in some areas, like the hinterland, those far-flung areas where people don't have access to a bank account or they don't use the banking system, like portions on the coastland, you have a cash system. On the coastland, where you know you're more likely to encounter sticky finger people or people who go on do stupidness. And again, This is never an indictment on the government. The ministers of government don't go in there and share out this grant themselves or write the checks or count the money and put it in the envelope. These people come up with a policy and they're trusting Guyanese like me and you to execute the plan and the policy according to what has been set out as what we want to do. Right? That is their expectation. But lo and behold, we're dealing with humans. So they're going to got some people who going to do one and two stupidness and make the government look bad. But guess what? You have to adapt. You have to adapt. So in the urban areas where people brains big, you do check. So it's hard up for them to pull out a 5,000 or shorten the money or do whatever stupidness they want to do. Whatever stupidness they want to do, it's harder for them. And that's what these people don't understand. Now, the AG noted that the government has offered various subsidies, such as the school uniform voucher, pension benefits, and utility bill assistance for years without any legislative requirement. He accused the AG, accused the opposition of taking ownership of the cash transfer policy they previously abolished and rejected when they were in power, highlighting the reversal as politically opportunistic. So again, as I often say to you, never got ideas in government. You understand? Or they oppose ideas in government. And then when they're out of government, so listen, this $1 million that this professor was suggesting people get, why they didn't take it up and share it out to the Guyanese people? Huh? Why that red woman who go on TikTok and making the video, but they want 100,000, she want 500,000 and $1 million, and PVV people collect your 100,000, and APNU people, we want $1 million. Why APNU didn't give you the $1 million when it was in government? Why you didn't make the video for them then? You couldn't make the video because nobody didn't share nothing for you to be ungrateful for. So imagine she ain't got the man who helped you make the journey in the house with you. But the government got to take up their strength every and get look, these people is trouble. Now the AG pointed out that the opposition promised to lower university tuitions, but instead increase them, while the current government is making education more accessible through scholarships and free education. This is fact. This is known. Now we them trying to tell people about what they're going to do with UG and what they're going to do with this, and what nonsense you're telling people. Upskilling yourself under the coalition was going to Camp Madawini for the weekend. You understand? And coming back with a certificate from some youth empowerment, some program they had. Not even recognizable here. Nobody here in this country would look at the certificate and say, oh, what's this? They don't know the organization. Then they had the Bertram Collins College of Stupidness at Ogle. You and I both know how people is living the public service. When people go in public service work, they literally don't go nowhere until they got retired. Literally. Stick there. So they were training persons to go into the public service that didn't have space to employ all of them. Right? That didn't have space to employ all of them. How often you hear some head of department left the work or just left the work and gone to the next one? And people did it till they retire. They were there till they retire. So you setting a set of people to go into a place that ain't got not even, I ain't even want to say a high turnover rate, a medium staff turnover. People, You got to, plus when you're a public servant, you know how hard it is for the government to fire you. You could do the guards, you hear what I'm telling you? And you have to go through a process. This is how the public services protect you. That's how people, when they get in public service jobs, they don't go nowhere. They sit down there until it's literally retirement time. Even if you thief money in public service, they got rules that they can't knock you off. So they could move you, they could write you, they could punish you, so to speak. But you can't get knocked off. Just you gotta be like a habitual offender. Public service. Plus, my dad go commissioner kind of thing before a decision is actually made. That is why sometimes you go into some public service places and the staff don't care how they talk to you or treat you, and they know, despite you go and complain to whoever, it's a task to knock them. Can't get knocked off just so public service. Can't get knocked off just so. And I think that's what some of them tend to take advantage of. Right? That's what some of them tend to take advantage of. Now, the Attorney General argued that legislating the cash grant could create issues during economic downturns, such as a potential inability to fund the grant, leading to a need for annual legal amendments. Now, Attorney General Alan emphasized that the cash grants are a part of a larger initiative to use Guyana's oil wealth to address social needs and improve infrastructure, underscoring the Irfan Ali-led government's broader vision for economic equality and development. Now, the AG raised practical concerns and questioning how the legislated cash grant could function if government encountered a budget shortfall due to the fluctuating oil revenues. And that is something, again, you find with this administration. It's not a case where they look at, here it is, so here it is. They look at, here it is, and then they look at avenues just in case this doesn't work, you have a plan B. But in some cases, under certain people, we didn't even have a plan A. So, Sally Jones, generally, you in Guyana, you can't stream court cases like when they're actually in session. There are no cameras allowed in the courtrooms here in Guyana. If you remember, I think Guyanese Critic, when he had his little court thing the other day, I think he made a recording of it and played it after, and some issue happened. So that's not something that's allowed here. You can't live stream. But no, man, I've seen live streams of but those are the appeal court. And then those were high profile cases, election stuff and that kind of thing. I don't know. That's a good question. But generally at the magistrates court where this elections cases right now, there's no streaming of any court matters at the magistrates court. And I think at the high court as well. They don't stream cases. They don't do it here. And I don't know if judges can give people permission to stream these things. I've never, other than the appeal court, I've never seen a live stream of a high court matter or a magistrate's court matter. Yeah. That's about it. I've never seen it. Right? But trouble. Anyway, guys, please don't forget today the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party will be having his press conference at 2 p.m. So ensure you guys tune in to hear what's going on and be in the know, right? So 2 p.m. today, the General Secretary for the People's Progressive Party, as I said, will be having his press conference. And you can see it on the usual platforms that the press conference is usually streamed on, right? Congratulations to President Trump. Congratulations to President Trump. Y'all remember when was the last American election, and it was showing that Biden they were winning. The opposition was like, the Biden administration going to come in and throw the PPP out of government and put them in government. And how Trump rigged helped rig the elections to the PPP and them kind of thing. Yeah, I remember them things. I'm wondering what are we and them thinking now Trump back in office. Look, someone asked me something yesterday too. I don't know if, well, the persons in the diaspora who may know can help us. So did Hakeem Jeffries have to be elected back to, I think he's a senator or something. Did he win his area? Is he still in play? Because I'm wondering with this whole shake-up, what happening to people like Hakeem Jeffries, and who Rickford Borg gonna go and complain to now? Right? So anybody overseas in America, can you tell me if Hakeem Jeffries had to? Okay, so I see somebody said yes, he won in New York. So I guess Hakeem Jeffries still in play. He is minority speaker. Okay, I into a favorite American politics, right? So I was wondering what gonna happen with Bart and Trump talk about deporting people. I wonder if Melly Mel get through with she political asylum or whatever she was looking at. But isn't it that the Republicans who are controlling the Senate and Congress right now? I'm not too sure. Y'all help me. That's my last question on it. The Republicans, I think they have control of the Senate. I'm not sure if it's Congress as well. Or is the Senate Congress? Hakeem Jeffries is out of a job and Latoya James going to jail. Man, y'all confusing me now, man. Okay, good. So somebody says the Republicans have control of the Senate and the Congress. Bye, Ricky. You tried it, bye. Republicans win Senate majority. House control hangs in the balance. Okay. I understand what's going on. But guys, look. Y'all hear what Trump say? Y'all hear what Trump say? He's sending home people. He's sending home people. Plus, you remember the AG, right? All right. Let me see what's going to happen here, buddy. Melly? Ricky? Mark? What's going on, buddy? Y'all might be back here with us. Seeing all the development firsthand. Look, I saw Melly Mel post something with Ronald Austin. And that's, look, let me just go and check it. That's to show you guys. I swear these guys with the conspiracy theories, the kind of things these people come up with, right? And it is all in an effort to scare people. All in an effort to scare people. I saw Melly Mel post it yesterday. Let me see. You know, sometimes I wonder what's wrong with people like Francis Bailey. It's like these guys literally only find things to complain about. Nothing is ever good enough. Okay, so here it is. Let me share it so y'all could see. Right. So human rights. This is Ronald Austin Jr. This guy was also one of the, he worked under Aubrey Norton in the youth department, right? Aubrey was the advisor youth, and he was one of those people there doing logistics or something in there, running the camps at Madowin. Human rights. Trump is a transactionalist, and if any government lobbies him and cuts a good deal, they'll have a free hand at home. No visa revocations, no crackdown on corruption, no airport stops and question. So automatically, so he has to take a mass deportation as well. If Trump keeps his promise and embarks on a mass deportation strategy, Guyanese deportees will be spewed up. Hardened US-based criminals could be heading to these shores. If we refuse to accept, according to Project 25, the US government will suspend immigration services in Guyana. The man got take on Maduro too. Trump will seek a final solution to Maduro and demand Guyana's cooperation, and we will be dragged in, or he will cut a deal with Maduro, and this could spell trouble for us on the border front. This is the opposition for you. This is the opposition for you. Ronald Austin Jr., former employee of the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport under George Norton and Pagwali. Right? And that's the kind of fear mongering and them kind of nonsense they try to drive in people. Right? Now you trying to tell me that the Guyanese who living in America, here, if you're illegal there, God be with you. You got no way to put. All them who go for a holiday and decide to jump ship and stay, you got to know. But you trying to tell me that Guyanese who living in America for years, got the citizenship and all kind of thing, Trump going to deport them? They got worried. And if Trump was such a transactionalist, why y'all didn't work out a transaction with he? When you were in government, rather last time, Granger was in government when Trump was president. Why y'all didn't work out a transaction with Trump to keep you in government? So that Mike Pompeo wouldn't say visa revocation. And in relation to this Maduro thing, imagine this man is a Guyanese, and this is what he putting out on social media. Right? This banner is a Guyanese. And I not encourage anybody to be delusional about anything. But you're actually a son of the soil, putting this information out there that, hey, you know what? This man will likely cause Guyana to give up piece of land, or they can cut a deal with Maduro and all without any pressure. This issue that was, according to the opposition, remember they used the 80 million US to carry this matter to court. Why Trump didn't intervene since then? You didn't get the 80 million US under Trump presidency? You didn't approach the court under Trump presidency? Listen, people, I gotta get out of here. I am absolutely, I am absolutely fed up with the opposition, the operatives, and the narratives that they put out there. A lot of them very nonsensical, and it shows that literally they have nothing better to tell the people of the country. They have no arguments in relation to say, oh, the government is doing so badly. We can show you so. So they create fear in people's hearts. Doom and gloom, marginalization and discrimination. According to the opposition, nothing is happening in Guyana and nobody is benefiting. Only the friends, family, and favorites. And during their time, it was just friends and family. Not even the favorites used to get it. Right? Not even the favorites. And the mere fact that this administration can show you on paper Afro-Guyanese, the increase in Afro-Guyanese contractors, the amount of persons studying for free, the benefits of the free education, tertiary education, the impact it will have on Guyanese society, the write-off for the persons who currently owe UG, the money the parents getting for the children that will increase next year, the tax deduction they're going to get for the children that are going to kick in next year. Look, y'all be good Guyanese. Please be safe on the roadways. Tomorrow is back to normal. We should have everything up and running, and we will be able to broadcast as usual. Don't forget, 2 p.m. today, the General Secretary for the PPP will be having his press conference. And y'all just be good Guyanese out there, right? As I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one guy.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble.